By the way, Bill's going to be here on Friday morning to recap the debate. 8:30 on Friday, Bill O'Reilly, morning after the Trump-Biden debate, which I think is going to do a pretty big number. You know, the 2020 debates did not do as well on the viewership count as 2016. I think the first Trump-Hillary debate did like 80 million. Nothing in 2020 came close. I want to say the first one did about 68 to 70. I was looking at the numbers yesterday. But something tells me this Thursday night could be a pretty damn big number. Just as people want to see the show, if nothing else. It's like wanting to watch the train wreck. You want to see it. And I think people, if nothing else, are going to tune in for that. Because it very well could be an all-time train wreck. Now, speaking of travel, this is going viral. A new travel trend called Rawdogging is becoming the buzziest travel trend of the summer. What is it? Rawdogging, as a travel trend, which has gone viral here in recent weeks, means that when you travel, when you get on a plane, you forgo the modern comforts of flying to stare at either the in-flight map or nothing at all. No music, no streaming, no snacking, and no sleep. And this trend started on TikTok, and apparently it also began and is being loosely credited to the character Sam Nelson on the Apple TV Plus series Hijacked. That's where this is apparently all coming from on TikTok, John.
As if some cheapskate hadn't been doing it 50 years ago. You know. But I see the source of the viralness, if you will.
Yes. There's always something, in pop culture that brings this back to the, to the forefront for people.
It gives it a name, and you go, I've been doing that for years.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to get to, John. Something tells me that, you've been raw dogging it for decades. And, now finally you're seeing the way of everybody else who's joining you in the raw dogging.
Well, I am fortunate to live in the middle of America. It's 3 hours either way. I've been out of the country once, and I did not raw dog that one.
I was going to say, that's not one. You're not going out of the country.
Watching Big Bang Theory. So, Mark, I saw season 6, I think, twice just to kill the time.
Just to get to Europe that one time?
Yeah. But no, seriously, I've gone to L.A. and I've gone to New York. It's like 3 hours. So, going without snacks is the cheapskate mode.
Well, that's the easy part.
Yeah, it is. And I don't have music or streaming.
Well, I don't think I can just sit there, though, and look around. I can't do it. I've got to listen to something. I've got to have a podcast or something downloaded.
Well, it can be entertaining on a flight, of course.
It can. I'm sure it can be, the people watching. When I first saw the headline about raw dogging, I thought it was going to be people taking their shoes off on planes or something like gross like that.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, no, it's literally people who are just sitting there and staring around the plane or looking at the in-flight map. And the in-flight map can be a little bit entertaining.
Well, that was good going to Europe, too. That was worthwhile.
I like zooming in and kind of seeing some of the small towns when you're staring at those in-flight maps. But outside of that, this sounds horrific. Never mind if you got to travel with kids.
Oh, I love my complimentary copy of the in-flight magazine, of course.
Which is, by the way, one of the dirtiest things on a plane. I remember reading this during COVID. The seatbelt and the magazine, because they never get clean. Everyone cleans their seats and the tray tables.
Sure.
But you never clean the seatbelt holder itself or the magazines. They're the dirtiest things you could possibly touch on a plane. I remember that during COVID, Mark. Are you going to be raw dogging anytime soon?
No, I was just thinking, like, they ask, hey, you want some peanuts? Do you want a drink? No, I'm raw dogging it today. No, thanks. What would they respond with if you said that to them?
Well, I'd like to think the flight attendants know about the trend. I mean, if I'm reading about it here on the New York Post website, it was on their homepage yesterday. I'd like to think it's a known thing inside of, flight attendant circles, but something tells me raw dogging on Delta versus Spirit could also mean two very different things.
That's true. If somebody's raw dogging, I'll say, I'll take their peanuts.
Yeah.
Toss them over here.
Give me those peanuts, you raw dogger.
Yeah.
I'll take them over this way, okay? Seat 17C, please.
Yeah. Sir, would you like some peanuts? Oh, can I have both of them? Right? So I'm usually like, forget about it.
So now everyone on TikTok, I guess, is sharing their selfie videos of themselves. One guy writing here, I just raw dogged a 7-hour flight, new personal best. No headphones, no movie, no water, nothing. Incredible. The power of my mind knows no bounds. What do you want, a participation trophy for that, buddy? You got to be kidding me.
I think most people do it because of the economy, not because they're challenging themselves.
I was going to say, is this, Biden inflation in action?
Right.
Can't afford to pay for the streaming. Can't afford the extra snacks at the airport. They're $7 now. And, I'm barely getting by on my headphones, so I can't afford any of it. So I'm raw dogging the flights now because they're more expensive than ever as well.
$10 water out in the lobby, and I'm SOL. Man.
Yeah. There's one guy bragging to his 13 million followers on TikTok about how he's, raw dogging his flight. Oh, my goodness. Another guy just raw dogged it, 15-hour flight to L.A. No music, no movies, just a flight map. New personal record. New PR takes on a whole new meaning, by the way. When you talk about...
misery loves company there, right?
That's true.